You may just fire your designer after watching this video because we're going to show you how you can take existing UI and even inspirations from other websites and create great looking websites, SaaS backends and dashboards, and modern interfaces for free with Vzero. Hey, I'm Craig Hewitt. Welcome back to 100 Days of AI. Today we're talking design, something I'm terrible at, and I don't have to be good at it, or I don't have to hire an expensive designer to be good and create great looking UI, websites, and product for my businesses. And today we're going to do exactly that with Vzero. So just for context, I'm the founder and CEO of Castos. We're a podcast hosting platform. And today we're going to take an existing application in Castos that has amazing looking UI and design. I think, by the way, if you don't want to do any of this and just want to hire someone to do design for you, I highly suggest checking out Clearly Design and Francois and his team. They absolutely will take care of you, and they've done a lot of the design for us at Castos. But today we're going to be DIYing it with AI and Vzero. So just for context, we're going to open up the Castos dashboard and just take a look at kind of the design here. So we have these kind of purples, vibrant colors, but pretty minimal and modern, I would say. So what we're going to do is add an onboarding screen once you start a free trial or open an account at Castos. You know, that's the, hey, where did you hear about us? It's Twitter, it's YouTube, it's something like that. So this is all brand new. I've not done this before. This is not rehearsed. So we're just going to kind of wing it and see what happens. So I have Vzero open. And what I'm going to do is grab a couple of screenshots of the Castos dashboard to give it context of what I'm looking for, what the existing design kind of looks like. Maybe I'll click into this so I can see a little more of the UI. I'm going to take a couple screenshots. And I'll go to analytics because that's just a different page. Bad podcaster. I haven't published an episode in a few weeks just because I'm a little lazy and I'm consumed with the 100 Days of AI challenge. Okay, so I have 3 screenshots here, and I'm going to come back into Vzero and give it a prompt to say, hey, take the inspiration that you see from the screenshots here and build me an onboarding kind of how did you hear about us wizard. And then I'll attach these images. And I should note, you might have seen there where you can attach images from Figma. That's only on the paid plan, but might be a really good thing if you have a designer and they're able to just kind of export designs from Figma into Vzero for you to play with. I love these AI tools where you can kind of see what it's doing while it's thinking here. And the goal really for me, just for context, is we have a development team. They're often kind of quite a front end heavy and savvy, but I don't know that you need a designer for everything, especially like as a founder. If you're like, hey, I just want to kind of tinker and I want to prep something for my product and design and development team, instead of involving people so early in the process, you can come in and create something like this really easily. And then the goal might not be to like push this code to production, but it might be, hey, dev team, this is what I have in mind. Please implement this with our existing kind of style guides and context and patterns and things like that. Okay, so it created this onboarding screen. I've created comprehensive onboarding screen, brand consistently, use the purple scheme. I agree. Comprehensive referral options and expanded on those. Professional UI, accessibility, and user experience. Cool. So let's see. How did you hear about So it got the logo wrong. That's okay. We'll try to update that in a second. Let's see if it got the fonts right. So you can go from the previews screen up here to the code screen. And let's see. So it's using React. I don't see any kind of CSS that it's importing here. Buttons, so all these kind of standard React components and stuff. So it's not getting exactly that. So that's okay. Let's say update the fonts. Okay, so just giving it a little more information. Can't really expect it to understand all that. So we're just going to upload these bits here. And so giving it the fonts that we use and the logo. Let's see how it does. I also don't like this spacing. It should be a little closer together. But I like these options. This is pretty comprehensive. Maybe we'd use Instagram, although we don't offer often like market on Instagram. But I think these are pretty comprehensive. especially in the context of Castos in our business and where people might hear about us, but for you, it might be a little different. Okay, so it's updating the layout here, and I would bet after this, we will have kind of one-shotted or two-shotted this design pretty much entirely. From there, I'm going to talk about how you can export this to your code base or share it with somebody. So you can see here, it's updated fonts and logos, created a CSS file. That's great. It has the proper fonts now. That's great. And so the only thing I'm going to do is there's too much spacing here. So you can see, as opposed to the chat section over here, you can go to design and select an element on the preview to make changes. So I'm going to select this element and say the items in this group are just too close together. So I told it that this box here, the items in this box are too far apart, and to reduce the spacing, let's see if it gets them closer together. Really, ideally, for an onboarding wizard like this, I think you should have everything above the fold so the user doesn't need to scroll. Oh, it didn't do that. Bad Vzero. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Vertical padding. Oh, there we go. Okay, so vertical padding was set at 12. We're going to make this a little less. Great. Okay, so it was just changing the padding here and just padding in margin, or ways to make things closer or further apart. And let's just verify that the fonts are correct here. Oh, fonts are not correct. So it may be that we need to import these fonts. Let's see what this one is. Serif. Okay, let's see, make this font. Can it? And it may need to import this as a Google font. I'm not sure if it can or not. Oh, it reverted my line height here. My padding. Not cool. Okay, so we've updated. It reverted my line height here because I didn't save. So now I'm going to save this. And if we refresh this, it would come back the proper way. So all of this is above the fold. On one page, we can now find out why folks are coming to Castos, because it's awesome. But generally, now we have some data around this. You could pipe this into your CRM or something like Amplitude if you'd like. One of the cool things though is in Vzero it has version control built in. So if you're like, hey, this is all broken now, we can go back to the very beginning. Okay, this wasn't as good, so we're going to go back to the most recent version. And then if you want to push this to your code base in GitHub, you can. And the commands are right here. As a non-technical founder, I rely on my product, design, and development teams a lot. But if you are early on, you can't afford it, or you just want to play around with things on your own and get things ready for a product and development team, something like Vzero is a fantastic way for you to go from 0 to like 1, and they can take it from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. If you don't want to deal with any of this, check out the folks at Clearly Design, clearly.design. Francois there is absolutely amazing. It has done almost all of the design work for us at Castos. Highly recommend it. They're not sponsoring this video in any way. I'm just a big fan and want to pass on good recommendations when I have them for you. Okay, so, honestly, I had a little bit of trouble in the design pane over here, selecting this item and, getting it to, these bits to get closer. So what I just did is I went back to the chat and just said, hey, make the items in the list closer together, and it did it for me, right? So this is really cool where in Vzero you can have a more kind of fine-tuned technical bit here where you're changing things like line height and spacing and padding and margin. And if you're like, crap, I don't know any of that stuff, I just want to talk to a thing and make it look pretty, you can do that here and it'll look great. So Vzero, definitely worth checking out. Even if you have a dev and product and design team, it might be just a great way for you to put what's in your founder brain onto paper in this case and give them something to work with. So this is the exact kind of product workflow that I'm seeing more and more people adopt. And I would recommend you check out, so you're not putting all of the onus on your product team to go from like 0 to something. You can get them started and you could just give them a screenshot of this and say, hey, make it look just like this. You can also just export this as code base, download the zip file, or push it to your GitHub repository. So that's it for me. This is Vzero. I hope you enjoy. If you're enjoying this, please like, subscribe, smash the bell, and we'll see you next time.